Okay, so good afternoon. So our discussion for today is more on power system analysis. So let's start with symmetrical components. So by definition, so a symmetrical components is used to simplify fault analysis by converting a three-phase unbalanced system into two sets of balanced phasors and a set of single-phase phasors or asymmetrical components. So the sets of phasors are called the positive, negative, and zero sequence components. So ang sinasabi ditong two sets of balanced phasors, well, itong positive saka negative sequence components. Okay. So itong zero sequence is ito yun. Okay. A set of single phase phasors na sinasabi dito. So ito, ginagamit lang natin ito if ever we are dealing with unbalanced na three-phase system. Okay? So, let's discuss this further. Itong tatlong components which are the positive, negative, and zero sequence components. So, as you can see, positive sequence components is defined to be composed of three phasors equal in magnitude and displaced by 120 degrees in phase and having the same phase sequence of the original phasor. So, depending on the phase sequence of the original phasors, susunod ito. Okay? So, if ever that the phasor or the original phasor follows the ABC sequence, then the positive sequence components follows the same sequence, which is ABC then. So, if ever na ACB yung sequence, it will follow this accordingly. Okay? So, assuming that the original phasor follows the ABC sequence, we have this positive sequence component. For the sake of a demonstration or discussion, I would like to consider the current as the quantity we are expressing expressing as the symmetrical components. So, let's say this is the current IA1 or the positive sequence component of the line current A. Okay? So it follows that this is the positive sequence component of the line B. And lastly, ito naman yung IC1 or the positive sequence component of the line C current. So of course, this phasor is rotating in this direction with the speed of uh, angular velocity omega or 2 pi f. Okay? So notice that they are displaced by 120-degree angle. Okay? So notice also that I am using a subscript 1 dito. So that this is basically the standard na notation for the positive sequence components. So if ever na we have a certain quantity, we'll be using subscript 1. Okay, to denote that that is a positive sequence component. Okay? So how about the second one, which is the negative sequence component? Well, the negative sequence component is the exact opposite of the positive sequence component. In terms of magnitude, parehas lang naman yan. Okay? So, ito is parehas ang magnitude niyan. Itong tatlong phasors dito. Likewise, dito sa negative sequence. Parehas lang din ang magnitude and so as the phase difference between the phasors for the components. Okay? Pero ang pinagkaiba lang is the phase sequencing or the rotation basically. Okay? So, this is the difference between the positive sa negative. Okay? Kumbaga, the negative sequence rotates in the opposite direction with the sequence of or with respect to the sequence of the original phasor. Okay? So basically, in order for us to have a consistency about the rotation itself, we may express the phasors as ganito. Okay? So I'll be using a subscript 2 to denote that this is for the negative sequence component. So I'll be using the current A phasor to be the reference. Okay? So this will serve now as this I sub C2 or the negative sequence component of the line current C. And of course, obviously, ito naman yung para sa line B. So notice that if I draw a arbitrary line dito, paikutin ko itong phasor in this way. So ang uunang tatama is ito, sumunod is ito, and to be followed by this one. Hence, meron tayong ACB sequence which is the exact opposite of the previous phasor sequence which is this one. Okay, so if I draw the same line dito, paikutin ko ito in this way, so IA, IB, AC o ABC, which follows the assumed na phase sequence of the original phasor. Okay? So the zero sequence, well, in this case, it is composed of three phasors equal in magnitude and with zero phase displacement from each other. So essentially, the zero sequence components of all of the phasors involved dito are identical. Okay? Because of the fact that they overlap. In phasor diagram, nag-overlap lang naman itong tatlo. Okay? So assuming that this is the Argand diagram, so let's say arbitrarily, ito yung tatlong line. Nag-overlap yan. Okay? Patong-patong basically. Pero sa mga libro, ang nakikita natin is instead of one arrow, tatlo yan. For the sake of representation, kasi hindi naman natin makikita yung tatlong lines dito if ever that they are drawn in their actual na scenario. Okay? So, for the sake of representation purposes, they are drawn in this way. Okay? So, kumbaga, pinag-separate siya para makita nating tatlo. Pero in reality, patong-patong ito. Okay? So, dito pa lang sa diagram na to and based on my explanation, we can easily say that I sub AO, okay, I sub AO must be equivalent to I sub BO, which is equivalent dito. Okay? So, to give you an idea, magkakaroon lang tayo ng zero sequence components if ever na nandyan na yung neutral. Okay? And even ground. Okay? If ever that the system or the power supply or the generation part doon sa may generation is grounded, yung neutral. Okay? So, these are the sequence components, ano? Yan. So, basically, yung mga quantities, let's say, nasa current na tayo and let's say, ang tinatanong sa atin or we are required to determine its symmetrical components kasi we'll be using that components to determine the faults eh. Okay. So, how do we determine the symmetrical components of a given quantity? So, once again, for the sake of demonstration, we'll be using current as the quantity we are analyzing. Although the same applies for the voltage, pwede naman. Okay? So, let's say for example, meron tayo ditong given na current IA, IB, saka IC. So, paano natin malalaman yung mga equivalent symmetrical components? First, gagamit tayo ng operator 1 angle of 120, which is also known as yung letter A. Okay? So, ito, I believe you're already familiar with this quantity. Ito, this is actually an operator which performs a shifting of phasor 120 degrees counterclockwise. Kasi we are actually multiplying a certain phasor either ito or naka-square nito to perform a phasor shift of an angle of 120 or even 240 degrees depending on the analysis. Okay? Anyway, I am saying na ginagamit natin ito as operator to perform phasor shift of 120 degrees in the counterclockwise direction. Okay? Because of the fact that, as you can see, express ito in polar form. Anyway, we have this question, ano? So, paano natin malalaman yung mga components given a set of original na phasors? Okay? So, in general, ito yung equation na i-analyze natin. Okay? So, these are the sets of phasors. Okay? Given na yan. So, of course, in terms of components, ganyan yan. Okay? So, basically, each of these quantities are basically the sum of their respective positive, negative, saka zero sequence components. Okay? So, hence, meron tayo dito mga notation. So, likewise for the B. Okay? B sub 1 plus I B sub 2. Okay? So, meron na tayong ganyan, ano? And of course, don't forget this one. I sub C1 plus I sub C2. Okay? So, dito iikot yung analysis natin. Okay? So, since meron tayo ditong tatlong equation and of course, meron tayo ditong siyam na components. Well, what if we simplify this equation? Well, what will be the first step for simplification? Well, dito napapasok itong operator A. And yung mga drawing ko ditong phasors kanina. Okay? Ito, saka ito. Okay? So, kunyari, i-kopyahin ko muna yung mga sequence dito, ano? Yung mga phasor. para din na tayo magpara ano, palipat-lipat ng slides. So once again, this is the positive sequence component I sub C1. Okay. So for the negative sequence is ganyan siya So basically, assume na lang natin na equal yan in terms of magnitude and they are displaced by an angle of 120 degrees. Kasi this my illustration is kumbaga hindi naman talaga to scale. This is for illustration purposes. Anyway, we are assuming that the phasors are rotating in this direction despite the negative sequence na sinabi ko is rotating in the opposite direction. Anyway, binago ko naman kasi itong positioning nito to model that Okay. So, how do we express itong B and C phasors in terms of A? Para mas ma-simplify natin, we'll focus on the line A na lang. Although, depending on your preferred analysis, you can use B or C as the kung doon i-concentrate, pwede naman. Pero, for the sake of our discussion, ito na lang. Express na lang natin dito. Okay? So, how do we rewrite ito, mga quantities dito ng B sub O, C sub O, and the others dito sa baba in terms of the respective line A counterpart? So, once again, dito na ito papasok and likewise ito. So, for the zero sequence components, basically, we have already determined that they are equal. Okay? So, therefore, itong B sub O saka C sub O can be rewritten directly in terms of I sub AO. As you can see in this equation. So, we can replace ito in terms dito. So, basically, I sub A, I sub B, I sub C. So, their zero sequence components can be rewritten as I sub AO. Okay? Puro na yan I sub AO. Because once again, we're intending to rewrite all of these quantities in terms of line A quantities. Okay? So, iabang ko na tong mga may plus dito. I sub A1 plus I sub A2. Of course, intact na yan kasi this is already in terms of I sub A na. So, the question arises once again, paano natin to express ito in terms of I sub A, likewise ito. So, let's analyze itong diagram na drawing natin. So, basically, if we perform analysis, so dito, ang I sub B1 natin is ito. Okay? But we need to quantify this one in terms of this one. So basically, for us to rewrite I sub A1 in terms of I sub B1, we need to shift this I sub A1 by 240 degrees counterclockwise. So you can say also that mag-a-add tayo ng 240 degree na angle. So basically, ang operation natin dito is we may multiply I sub A1 by A squared. Okay? Because A is equivalent to 120 and if you take the square of this one, magiging 1 angle of 240 yan. Okay? So therefore, you perform a 240 degree shift counterclockwise dito. Okay? Kaya para maging I sub B1. In the case of I sub C1, well of course, yung C sub 1 I sub C1 natin is ito. So yung I sub A1 natin is ito. So we need to shift this I sub A1 by 120 degree angle, which is just equal to multiplying I sub A1 by A. Okay? Which is this operator A. So, meron na tayong conversion between this one papunta doon sa I sub A1. So, we may rewrite this accordingly. Pero later na lang, So, we can continue na muna dito. So, how about this component? Okay? So, dito sa part na to, let's say we are looking for the equivalent expression of I sub B2 in terms of I sub A2. So, yung I sub A2 natin is ito. So, dito yung I sub B2 natin. So, we need to shift ito by 120 degree angle. So, papasok na naman yung operator A. So, magmumultiply tayo ng A dito sa I sub A2 para maging I sub B2 yan. I-shift natin by 120 degrees by simply multiplying this by the operator A. So, likewise with I sub C2. Yung I sub C2 natin is ito, which is obviously placed at this angle na 240 degree. So, ito, we need to shift this phasor by an angle of 240 degree para mapunta siya dito. Therefore, we may multiply A squared dito sa I sub A2 to do the procedure. Okay? To perform the procedure. So, meron na tayo dito mga formula to convert this into components of A. Okay? So, basically, if we reflect ito, yung I sub B1 natin is equivalent to A squared times I sub A1. So, times A squared na to, plus A squared I sub A1 plus A I sub A2, which is ito, yung I sub B2 natin. For I sub I sub C1, ito siya. Okay, ito yung I sub C1 natin. So, I sub A1 plus I sub C2 natin, which is yung A squared times I sub A2. So, notice that all of the components dito are expressed in terms of their base A components. Equivalent, base A. Okay? So, the simplification is because pwede natin siyang i-write in matrix form. And we may rewrite itong mga unknown quantities na to also in matrix form. So, therefore, if we rewrite this set of equations in matrix form, magiging ganito na siya. Okay? I sub B, I sub C, which is equivalent to, so notice na mga vertical aligned naman na to mga unknown quantities natin dito. First column is I sub AO, second column is I sub A1, last column is I sub A2. So, i-copy ko na lang dito yung mga coefficients natin dito. Okay, so 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 ito, A squared, A squared. Okay, so I'll just copy na lang ito accordingly. Okay, A, tapos 1, A squared. So, of course, don't forget this matrix of the unknown, which is ito. So, I sub AO, I sub A1, I sub A2. Okay? So, if you perform multiplication of this matrix, babalik lang naman kayo dito. Okay? So, we've already rewritten ito in matrix form. Okay? Ito are known quantities ito. Itong matrix na to, which is the coefficient matrix, is alam naman na natin itong mga quantities natin dito. Ang hindi natin alam is ito. And our goal dito is to determine the values of these three components. Okay? So, therefore, we may rewrite this one as ganito. I sub A1, I sub A2. Okay? So, yan. And then, this is equivalent to the inverse matrix of this coefficient matrix. The inverse of this coefficient matrix. So, 1, 1, A squared, A, 1, A squared. Okay? So, maglalagay na lang ako dito ng parang exponent na negative 1 to denote that we are evaluating the inverse of this matrix. Okay? So, multiply pa natin siya nito. Okay? So, IA, IB, IC. Okay? So, in this case, we've already written the equation in terms of this one kasi ito yung unknown and the known side is dito na sa right side. So, before we obtain the necessary equations para malaman natin ito, so we need to evaluate first itong inverse nito. Okay? So, that will serve as the intermediate na natin solution or in-between solution, I mean. So, let's say, for example, lagyan ko na yan ng label. Okay? So, yung matrix A natin is the coefficient matrix. So, i-denote ko na to as A, ano? So, we need to evaluate this one as the, evaluate the inverse nito. So, 1, 1, 1, tapos 1, A squared A, tapos 1, A squared. Okay. So, paano natin makukuha yung inverse nito? So, basically, ang inverse ng matrix, which is basically assumed to be square matrix, hindi naman kasi natin makuha yung inverse ng square matrix eh. In this case, square matrix naman na to. So, therefore, there's a solution. So, the inverse of a matrix is equivalent to the classical adjoint of a given matrix divided by its determinant. Okay? So, pag sinabi nating, I mean classical adjoint. So, classical adjoint is basically the transpose of the cofactor of this matrix. The cofactor matrix of this given matrix. Okay? So, anyway, kunin muna natin itong determinant kasi ito yung pinakamadali eh. So, we just obtain na muna ito. Ano? So, later na to. Or afterwards. So, i-copy ko na muna itong given na matrix natin and I'll put an extension para madali nating ma-evaluate. Okay? So, i-extend ko na muna to by simply taking or copying the first two columns, ano? So, we need to perform kasi ang multiplication dito. Okay? So, of course, the determinant is, of course, the sum of the products of this. Ito, products nito, plus product nito. Puro yan plus. Minus the product of this one, ito, saka ito. So, therefore, the determinant of this matrix is simply equivalent to a squared times 1 is a raised to 4. A times a is a squared. Kasi times 1 naman yun. So, ignore ko na lang yun. So, a squared times 1 is a squared. Okay? Minus the quantity, ito naman. Okay? So, yung pataas naman, so a squared, a squared, a squared. Okay? Okay. So, a pala to. Sorry. A dapat ito. Okay? So, a raised to 4. Ito naman is a times 1 is a. Sorry. So, likewise ito. A din. Plus a. So, yung mga may square pala is ito. Pataas. Minus ito. So, 1 times a is a squared plus a times 1 is a squared din plus a squared times 1 is a squared. So, it follows na meron tayo ditong quantities in terms of a. So, notice na meron tayo ditong a raised to 4. A raised to 4 can be written as a cubed times a. Okay? A raised to 4 is equivalent to a cubed times a. And if ever na ganitong gawin natin, ang a natin is 1 angle of 120. A squared is 1 angle 240. So it follows also that a cube is 1 angle of 360. Okay? Mag-add tayo ng 120 dito. So magiging 360 yung angle. And 360 degree is 1 full rotation. So therefore, we may rewrite this one as 1 angle of 0, which is simply 1. Because they are coterminal angles ito. 0 sa 360. Coterminal yan. So, in terms of, sa diagram, parehas na parehas lang yun. So, therefore, we can state that they are equal. So, assuming that a raised to 3 is 1, so 1 times a is basically a lang naman. So, therefore, meron tayo ditong a, which is 3a, minus a squared plus a squared plus a squared is obviously 3a squared. Okay? So, meron tayo ditong 3 times a minus a squared. So, the determinant is equivalent to, so let's say, computein natin yung determinant. So, store ko na muna yung value ng a dito sa variable a ng calculator. Okay? So, recall na lang natin to later on. So, ito na yung natin, yung a, and evaluate na lang natin ito. So, 3 times the quantity, a minus a squared. Okay? So, as you can see, the determinant of this coefficient matrix is j 3 square root of 3. Okay? So, j 3 square root of 3. So, meron na tayong ganyan. So, we'll go back dito sa part na to later on for us to evaluate this once again. So, next na kukunin natin is the determinant or the classical adjoint. Classical adjoint of the matrix. Classical adjoint. So, as I've stated, the classical adjoint of a given matrix is the transpose of the cofactor matrix of the given matrix, basically. Okay? So, 1a squared a, ito yung given natin na matrix, 1a squared. So, don't forget the sign convention of taking the cofactors, which is ito. So, since we have a square matrix na 3 by 3, we'll be using this sign convention. Ang pattern nito is the uppermost or upper leftmost corner or the very first element of the matrix is positive yan. And mag-alternate na lang siya with their respective rows sa columns. And the diagonal is, of course, parehas yan. Okay? The respective diagonals. So, paano natin kukunin yung cofactor matrix? Okay? Okay? So, pag sinabi natin cofactor of a given na entry or element, so, ang gagawin natin is we simply take or eliminate, the entries on the respective row sa column of the given entry. And the remaining entries, kukunin natin yung determinant nun kasi it will form a square matrix also. So basically, dito sa part na to, let's say for example, kukunin natin yung determinant ng 1. So iabang ko na tong matrix na to. So if we ever take the kunyari the cofactor of this element or this entry which is 1. So first tatanggalin muna natin ito saka ito. The respective column saka row on which of the entry is located. Okay, which is this one. So ang natira is of course these entries. Ano? So we need to take the determinant of this one. Kasi it forms a square matrix din eh. And don't forget this sign convention. So we take the positive value of the cofactor of this one. So if we take the determinant nito, meron tayo ditong a raised to 4 minus a squared. And a raised to 4 is basically ano lang naman yan, a. So therefore, a raised to 4 minus a squared is equivalent lang naman to a minus a squared, which is equivalent to ilan yung value nito. Okay, nawala yung calculator natin. So, ano? So, evaluate muna natin itong value. So, a minus a squared. Yung in-store natin dito sa may a. Okay? So, the value is j square root of 3. Okay? J square root of 3. So, ilagay ko na tong j square root of 3 dito because that is the cofactor of this one. So, kasi positive of this one is ganun din. J square root of 3. So, I will no longer alter the sign kasi nasa positive naman na. Okay. Next. Let's say, kunin ko naman yung cofactor nitong 1 na to. Okay. So, tanggalin natin ito, tanggalin natin ito. So, yung natira is itong 1, 1, a squared dito. And take note, we consider this one. So, negative na. So, we take the negative of the result of our calculation dito. So, determinant is a squared times 1 minus a. So, a squared minus a is basically negative lang naman siya of this one eh. So, negative lang naman siya of a minus a squared. Essentially, ito. Which is, of course, alam naman na natin ito as j square root of 3. So, therefore, we can just copy na lang ito and place a negative sign dito. Okay? So, since, don't forget this one, that this element or this entry is located in this way, in this part. So, meaning, we just take the negative value of the result, which is ito. So, negative of negative is magiging positive. So, of course, kunin ko na lang yung positive nitong value na to. So, which is j square root of 3 din. So, next is itong entry natin na 1 dito. So, basically, we have this entry na 1. So, itong part na to. So, of course, tatanggalin natin ito. Likewise, ito. The respective row. So, ang natira is ito. Okay? So, 1 times a minus a squared. So, a minus a squared na naman. Which is, of course, ito. Okay? So, since positive naman na, so, we just copy the result na lang dito. Okay? So, j square root of 3. So, next is, let's say, kukunin natin yung cofactor nitong 1 dito. Okay? So, kukunin natin, kunyari, yung cofactor. So, of course, ito. Tanggalin natin yung respective row and respective column nito. So, the sign convention must be this one. Ito. So, yung natira is, of course, meron tayo ditong 1 times a squared. So, minus a. A squared minus a is ito. So, meron tayong negative j square root of 3 as the equivalent value. But, nasa negative sign siya. So, therefore, negative times negative ito. So, of course, magiging positive yan. So, therefore, ikakopy ko dito or isusulat ko dito is j square root of 3 din. Okay? So, the positive value of this one. So, next is the cofactor of a squared dito sa may gitna. Okay? So, the cofactor of this one, bilugan ko yan. So, eliminate mo natin ito, eliminate. So, we take the determinant of the remaining entries dito. So, 1 times a is a squared. So, a squared minus 1. Okay? So, meron tayo ditong a squared minus 1. So, what will be its equivalent na expression? So, a squared minus 1. So, since this is already a complex number, what if i-express natin ito in terms of a? Okay, to simplify the expression. Kasi in terms of a lang naman ang ano natin dito intention So, what if i-divide ko tong quantity na to by a to determine the coefficient of a? Okay, so as you can see, we can rewrite itong a squared minus 1 as j square root of 3 times a kasi dinivide ko sa a So, therefore, eto, kung para balikan natin yung result natin dito kanina, we need to multiply this answer by a para mawala ito. Okay? And makabalik tayo dito, which is the original quantity. So, therefore, we have this a squared minus 1, which is equivalent to j square root of 3 times a. So, that will be the cofactor dito. And hence, positive naman dito, so I'll just copy na lang. So, j square root of 3 times a. Okay? So, next is, ito. Bilugan ko to, tanggalin ko to, tanggalin ko to. So, the remaining entries are this one, this a, and meron ditong 1. So, the result is a minus 1. Okay? So, the value of a minus 1, i-express natin ito in terms of a. As we've done dito. Para mas malinis, and in terms of a na yung mga values dito. So, a minus 1. Okay? A minus 1. So, ito yung value natin, So, we need to express this in terms of a. So, kasi complex number ito. So, i-divide ko siya by a. Okay? So, complex number pa din. What if i-divide ko pa by a? So, notice na twice ako nag-divide by a, which is essentially the same as dividing the quantity or the original quantity by a squared. So, therefore, we have this constant and i-multiply natin siya by a squared para makuha natin ito. Okay? So, negative j square root of 3 times a squared. Ito, the equivalent na value of this expression. For those na medyo in doubt kung talagang tama ito, well, we may evaluate this one, So, a minus 1, which is ito, and ito. So, negative square root of 3 times I times, of course, a squared. So, dapat ang result nito is 1 para masabi nating equal. So, as I've stated, okay, 1 talaga. So, therefore, tama na to. So, once again, balikan natin ito. So, yung result natin kanina is 1 times a minus 1. So, a minus 1, which is ito. So, notice na itong entry na to is located dito. So, we adapt this negative sign. So, negative sign times itong may negative na quantity dito is of course magiging positive na yung result ng calculation natin. So, therefore, we'll write dito yung j square root of 3 times a squared. Mawawala na yung negative sign natin dito. Okay? Because of the obvious reason. So, next is ito. Let's say dito naman. So, tanggalin ko to, tanggalin ko to. So, yung natira is of course itong 4 na entries dito. So, meron tayo ditong a, 1 times a is a, tapos a squared. So, a minus a squared. So, meron tayo ditong a minus a squared which is equivalent to j square root of 3. And since located siya sa may positive, so therefore, we can just copy the result directly. So, j square root of 3 na yan. Okay? So, next is itong element na to or this entry na a. So, of course, eliminate natin itong respective row sa respective column of its location. So, we have these 4 entries. So, 1 times a is a. So, a minus 1, which is ito. So, negative j square root of 3 times a squared. So, since located siya sa may negative, so therefore, this negative sign times ito, so magiging positive na naman yan. Okay? So, magiging j square root of 3 a squared na to. Okay? Take note that this a squared is excluded sa radical sign, So, the last entry is of course this one. Itong nasa lower right corner. So, we take the cofactor of this one, So, 1 times a squared is a squared. So, a squared minus 1 na to. A squared minus 1 is ito. So, nasa positive siya. So, therefore, I'll just copy na lang ito. So, magiging J square root of 3 times A na to. Okay? So, cofactor matrix pa lang ito. So, kailangan natin kunin yung transpose of a given of this matrix para makuha natin yung classical adjoint. Okay? So, the classical adjoint of the matrix is basically, once again, the transpose nito. Pag sinabi nating transpose, we are actually perform switching the positioning nitong row sa column. The elements, yung elements na dito sa row is gagawin na nating column. And yung dating column, gagawin na nating row. So therefore, I'll just copy the respective columns dito and I'll treat them as the column dito sa may bagong matrix natin. So yung column dito, gagawin kong row dito. First column is ito. So, ikakopy ko na siya, pero gagawin ko siyang row. First row. Okay? Second column is ito. So, j square root of 3, j square root of 3a, tapos j square root of 3a squared. And the last column is of course ito. So, j square root of 3, j square root of 3a squared, j square root of 3a. So, meron na tayong classical adjoint. So, therefore, para makuha natin yung inverse matrix, well, of course, i-divide natin yung classical adjoint natin by the determinant. We've already obtained the classical adjoint and so as the determinant previously, which is this one. So, therefore, magiging, i-copy ko na muna to. So, j square root of 3, j square root of 3, j square root of 3. So, j square root of 3a, so j square root of 3a squared, j square root of 3a squared, j square root of 3a. And once again, the same dito. Okay? So, ito na yung classical adjoint natin and i-divide natin to by the determinant we obtained kanina. So, notice na i-factor out ko na tong j square root of 3. Okay? Kasi ika-cancel natin siya dito and this 3 can be placed outward in the outside. So, basically, the result is ito. Meron tayong 1/3 dito. Well, that 1/3 is because meron tayo ditong 3. So, ilalabas ko na tong 3 dito. Para ang matira dito sa baba is just this j square root of 3 na common factors dito sa kada entry. Okay? So, j square root of 3, itong column dito sa row dito. So, i-divide ko siya dito. Yung 3 dito is pinalabas ko na. So, therefore, puro na yan 1. Okay? Puro na to 1. So, how about the remaining entries dito? So, j square root of 3 divided times a. So, magiging a na lang yan kasi di-divide natin siya dito. Dito is a squared. Ito is a squared is a din dito. So, therefore, meron na tayong inverse matrix dito. We've already obtained the inverse matrix nito. Okay? So, balikan natin itong equation na to. So, therefore, ang equation natin is ganito na. Okay? So, I sub AO, I sub BO, I sub A1, I sub A2. So, magiging equivalent na to into the resulting matrix which is this one. So, 1/3 yung inverse. Copy ko to, 1, 1, 1. Tapos, 1, 1, A squared, A. Multiplied by this matrix. I sub A, I sub B, I sub C. Okay? So, meron na tayo nito. So, if ever na ang intention natin is we express this in equation form, which is para makuha natin itong mga unknown na to, well, of course, in equation form, this can be rewritten as I sub AO is equivalent to 1/3 times, itong 1/3 natin is ito. So, 1 times IA plus 1 times IB plus 1 times IC. Okay? So, 1 times IA plus IB plus IC na yan. Automatically. So, for I sub A1, so 1/3 na naman, which is ito. So, let's focus na dito sa second row. So, 1 times IA plus A times IB plus A squared times IC. Okay? IA plus A times IB plus A squared times IC. Okay, so that is the second equation. So, how about I sub A2? Well, of course, the negative sequence component of the line current A is 1 times IA plus A squared times IB plus A times IC. Don't forget this 1/3. So IA plus A squared IB plus A I sub C. So as you can see, we've already derived itong mga equations na kailangan natin. Okay? So ito yung for zero sequence component of uh, line current A. Ito naman yung positive sequence for line current A, and this one is the negative sequence component of line current A. So, if ever man na ang tinatanong sa problem is how about the other phases or other lines such as B and C, you may use the previous equations na ginamit dito or na-derive natin for our assumptions, which are these sets of equation. Ito, para ma-convert natin yung IA1 into IB1, for IC1 is ito, and for negative sequence component is obviously ito. Gagamitin natin ito. So, given na yung IA2 sa IA2 natin dito sa baba, so if ever na kailangan ninyo yung sa B, ito. If kailangan hanapin yung C's, ito. For the zero sequence component, well, of course, as I've mentioned, meron tayong ganito. So, therefore, you can just take the I sub AO directly para mag-serve na din as the zero sequence components of B and C quantities. Okay? So, ganun lang.